Good morning, everyone. I am Nick Patterson. It is so good to see everyone today. Mark will be joining us shortly. Wow, another week has passed. But at the same time, it seems like, you know, there are so many things that are the same and so many upcoming events, so many things happening. And as I'm talking to people these days, it seems like, they're a bit stressed. And I can understand, I can appreciate that. But I just want to encourage you today to just take a big deep breath, let it out, and enjoy this moment. Enjoy this day. Don't look so far in the future that you're unable to appreciate your present. Isn't, after all, that why it's called the gift? Because it is the present. I was texting with someone this morning, and she said, I'm just trying to figure out my life. And this is a young person that's very close to me. And I told her, go ahead and remember that your life has not happened yet. You're just beginning. You're beginning your journey. And as you begin your journey, you're going to have all kinds of opportunities. You're going to have dreams. You're going to be able to do new things. And as I continued to encourage her, I just went ahead and said, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to live all your moments and for you to dream big dreams. Isn't that what life's all about? I see
Hello.
Mark is joining us now. Good morning, Mark. Let's see, he's still logging on. That's okay. And as we wait for him here, I just want to encourage you today. If you hear someone that's struggling, or if you yourself are struggling, remember, live today, plan for the future, dream big dreams, but enjoy today. And I think that that is something as dreams are realized, as hope is realized, we want to enjoy each day along with our dreams. We want to enjoy each day, those little moments, those God winks that happen along the way. Enjoy those. Take time to be present in the present because it is a present. Hi, Mark. Good
Hey,
morning,
Nick, it is a
sir.
present. It's always a pleasure to see you, and looks like you are doing fantastic, encouraging everyone. Congratulations on your upcoming concert. Is it happening tomorrow, right?
It's happening on Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah,
Sunday. All right.
on
Well,
Sunday at 2 p.m.
I did I ever tell you I used to live in Philadelphia, right? Did I ever tell you this?
I believe you mentioned it because we both lived in Pennsylvania. We both lived in Florida. I just haven't lived in another colder place where you live.
Well, you know what? There's always time. There's always time. And
Yes.
one day you live here, next day you live over there. So it's like this. As long as you live, like you live now.
Yes.
And there's this gentleman that I met in Philadelphia. I used to own a business where we used to sell construction materials, appliances, plumbing fixtures, kitchen cabinets, furnace glass shower doors, tiles. I mean, everything for the home, for the light interior residential remodeling. And there was just gentleman that I met. He was a contractor. I think he was a self-employed contractor. I used to come to the store a lot, and we became friends. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to renovate this building in West Philadelphia. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there." And sometimes I used to go with him on his jobs. Help him just measure or help him with design. And then one day we were measuring for the shower enclosure, and she's like, "Okay, so it's 316, like 82 inches and 316." And then I measure, okay, so it's 82 inches and like 3/8. He's like, like what's the 316 between friends? We'll just go down in the middle. The reason I tell you this is, what's one day between friends? Nothing. Yeah, sometimes you go for 6 months or a year, you don't talk to someone, and then you talk to them like, oh my gosh, like no time has passed. So that's how I feel about this.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's interesting, we're talking about construction. Isn't that what we're doing every day? We're building the framework of our lives.
And
Yeah.
the heart, the
And our
mind and the heart. Oh,
yes,
and the body too.
those
You
those
gotta,
three things.
yeah, I want to tell you this. I'm so excited. You know that I follow Tony Robbins, right? You know who Tony Robbins
Yes,
is?
yes.
You know, he turned 63 or 64 this year, and he's still doing it. You know, he is the king worldwide of personal development. And I've been enjoying his summit called Time to Rise. And I used to listen to his CDs that I got from a Winter Haven public library on repeat, like, over and over and over until it goes into the grooves. And this week he had this summit where he had, like, I don't know, several million people. Were you part of it as well?
I was not, but I was enjoying what you were posting about it.
It's I dedicate time and I listen and I take notes. Not only that, I make my clients watch it, I make my family watch it, and we discuss it. I mean, I'm just that kind of fan. Isn't that great? And I hear that people that go to his events are the same people, and they just go over every year. So, like, isn't that a great business model? But what I wanted to say is he is focused on changing your mind, changing your state. Like, if you work from a state of abundance, he's talking about identity. One of the quickest way to change your mindset is to change your physical state. That's why when he first started in New York City, he used to ask 10, 15 people in a group to jump skydiving. And when he did the firewalks, now he does break in the woods. So the reason I'm telling you this, if you want to change your state, you got to move your body, like, dance it, shake it off, just like, Swifties, like the Taylor Swift, shake it off. You know how she does it?
That's
Or whatever it is. I gotta change
that's
your
not it.
body.
For our audience, that'll be the Swifty
Oh.
today.
You do the Swifties. Oh, by the way, are you gonna watch the Super Bowl next week?
I believe I am. And our church is taking we're collecting soup right now because we want it to be a Super Bowl. And
You know,
I love it. I love it.
only you, Nick. Only you can do this.
Oh no, that was going long before I became involved with my local church, but I think it's hilarious. So
It's,
now that's what I'm
oh, so
associating.
yeah. So what are you guys doing? Oh, well, we're collecting soup. Oh, okay. And how do you do it? Oh, we just put it in all kind of, like, how do you collect soup? You cook it? You what? You buy the Campbell's? What?
Yep, buy the cans, bring it in, and then we give it to needy families.
Hmm. I think that's fantastic. That's what Tony Robbins does. He also donates millions of meals to Feeding America and other
Yes.
parts as well. So
Yeah,
what
that
have you been up to, my friend? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I tell you all this information. I'm just so excited to be here with you.
I love it. I love it. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about Tony Robbins and maybe your experience there this week. You asked what I've been up to this week. Really just getting back into some grooves, just getting back, making sure that you and I are working on a special project. I love the work that you did there. I loved our meeting there, and I'm so excited about that, Mark, and just us being able to empower people on a more scalable way. And using a different approach. I'm excited about that. I'm excited we're still doing this, but also exciting about those future developments. I've been
Mm,
working on my upcoming book, making sure that everything is good there, and that it's just something that when people read it, that they will read it and be able to experience it, that they will put themselves in my narrative, that they will be able to smell the smells, see the sights, and hear the voices through my writing. And that's something I'm really working diligently on, is just making sure it is accessible and that people get the experience I'm hoping they get from it.
mm.
but just a lot of good things happening there, and just awesome blessings. So,
Yeah.
how about you?
I have a lot going on, just like you said. You and I are working on something very special to provide an alternative and very dynamic solution for people who are um, thought leaders and speakers, and also business owners and coaches who would like to elevate their branding, their digital online assets that are converting, and also so they can build on momentum in their business and also have a path to monetization. But that is coming just a little bit later. What I wanted to talk with you is based on my experience that I um, went through this week with Tony Robbins. He was describing that one of his clients is Conor McGregor. He is a
Okay.
UFC champion from Ireland, and he has been on the scene for several years. He has this very charismatic personality. He's a champion across many weight classes in UFC, and he was fighting this man. I think Habib beat him, and there was a big conflict. It was a big, something that spilled outside of the octagon, and that contributed to Conor McGregor's anger. And McGregor's team reached out to Tony Robbins, from what I understand, and then they started working together, and it discovered that McGregor, the champion, the warrior, was just so angry, and that anger clouded his performance. If you have ever felt this way, perhaps you felt anger in your relationship or the lack of your relation because you don't have one right now, or you just got out of the bad one, or something has ended, or you angry about something that maybe was misunderstood. You feel like you were disrespected if you're a man, or if you're a woman, maybe you experience some other emotions as well. There's this anger, and this anger, if we allow it, it will burn a heart to the, like this little piece of black coal right inside our chest. Not only that, is you have all these things to deal with in life, relationships to maintain, businesses to build, things to do, and this anger will only keep you stuck. So how do you break from anger? And one of the ways that Tony talks about is to identify different parts to you. One of them he called the warrior. What would warrior do? What would warrior say? What kind of sounds does the warrior make? What color is the warrior's? And identify with that. Then he talks about another archetype. In addition to warrior, is the magician. The magician in you. Um, what is the magician does, what kind of spells, or what kind of movements does magician make, and it's all within, like you identify different archetypes. The other one is the lover in you, and the next one, I believe, the sovereign, the queen or the king. And I thought that was so interesting that Tony talked about anger. I feel that a lot of people are angry right now, worldwide, in the United States, outside of the country. They're angry about something. So how do you deal with anger? And you tried and you stuck and you need to release it. Try what Tony does, or like change your state, change your surroundings, join us, talk about your issues, your sensations, your feelings, your emotions. Or if you cannot talk to one of us, find a trusted friend. And we're always friends with you, so reach out to us and talk about different issues that perhaps we can listen, and we point you in the right direction, so you can release the anger, so you can move from being stuck. And that's one of the things I wanted to bring up today.
Awesome. Anger. There is a way to be angry and a way not to be angry. I think that's one of the things that I've learned in life. There's an anger that will take root in you, and it will destroy your thought process, and it will be something that totally clouds your perspective, your vision, and it creates health problems. We're talking about mind, body, and spirit. It creates health problems. For a couple of years of my life, I was an angry person, and I didn't even realize that that was the source of my clouded perspective. And, I became jaded. I was disillusioned and I was disenchanted. I was totally removed from reality in some places because of anger. And so I believe that that is a wonderful, wonderful topic, especially as we encourage people to explore, are you angry? If so, who are you angry with? Last week, I gave a speech about that. And that's one of the things I talked about. I realized at the end of the day, the person I was the most angry with is myself. And having to then forgive myself, we are the most, it's the most difficult, I believe, to have self-care, self-love, and self-forgiveness. And that's one of the things I had to tap into, Mark, to move on in life, is I had to forgive myself, and I still have to forgive myself. I and that is the way that we heal. It's not to skim over it, because we see the outbursts, we see the school shootings, we see the anger in our world and how it manifests. It comes out, it will come out in some way, shape, or form. It will come out with a broken relationship. It will come out with the loss of a job. It will come out with so many different outcomes because that root cause is there, and it's a perpetual cycle of anger. That's the unhealthy anger. Now, when there's injustice, when someone just does something wrong, that there's a justified anger there, but you get it out, you speak it graciously, you allow yourself to be heard, and then you release it. You let it go. And that way it doesn't build up. But if you just smile and say, "Oh, it's okay," and you never express how you really feel, then you're you're going to be building. That pressure is going to be building because you're masking your real emotions, and it will come out. Have you ever felt that or experienced that, Mark, where you felt angry and then,
Yes, I'm
oh,
a
it's
human being. Of
right.
course, it's one of the primary
Oh, it's
emotions.
fine. Yes, oh, it's fine, but it's not fine.
No, it's not fine. It's not fine. And it's it's facing the truth within yourself. So it's a multi-step approach. Okay, so you face the truth, then what? Okay, so you know there's a problem, but then what? How do you deal with it in a way that is not self-destructive and not destructive to the world around you? So I would like to know like how people dealing with it and what has worked for them. What I know for sure is sharing about it. Sharing about it, I think talking through it with a qualified counselor or qualified practitioner is helpful. Somebody who can help you. First, you identify it together or by yourself, but then the next step, release it. And what is the way for you to release it that is productive and doesn't is not hurtful? So that's my point. It's like, what's the next step? Don't just identify it, take a next action, because this is the art of encouragement. We're encouraging you. If you're angry, like everyone perceives world in different ways. For some people they need to sweat it out. For some people they need to speak it out. Just take action. If you are listening to this broadcast today, perhaps this is your God wink, just like you said in the beginning. Release it, so you can live this life that you were given and live it to the fullest. Because somebody out there is looking up to you, think, "Hey, we need you here."
And that's just it. We do need them. We do need them here. And we when I think just someone that comes to mind, and it comes to a lot of people's minds. We lost someone like Robin Williams. Robin Williams, because of him being unable to express his emotions. So many times we go through acting and we have to get to the heart of our issues and be honest. We have to be transparent and we have to be intentional with them. So many times we look on the outside, but those inside struggles, that's what that's what drives us. I'm going to pick up my phone really quickly. I want to read the original text message this morning that got that conversation I was speaking about going.
Mhm.
And, she said to me, you know, I've had it rough recently, honestly. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that. What's been going on? She said, just really been in my head, I guess. And I've been thinking about my future and all of that recently. I've also been thinking about how things turned out in my life. And I had to stop her there. I said, your life is just beginning. Your life is just beginning, because at times when we're 18, 19, 20 years old, we think we've lived our entire lives. And I said, now, when people used to tell me what I'm about to tell you, I let it go in one ear and out the other because, I didn't understand. I said, but please hear when I say this, your life is just beginning and you can dream big dreams. And the biggest point that I made with her is not to settle. I said, I think when we settle, parts of our spirit die or are badly damaged and have to be revived. When we give up, we lose pieces of hope. We have to stitch them back together with self care and self love. Don't settle, dear. I believe in you. I always have. And so, as you see there, that we are resilient beings. We can bounce back, but we need someone to encourage us when we're in our thoughts, when we're in our anger, when we're in our heads, when we're in our grief, when we're in our sadness,
Mhm.
and when we're manic, even. We have to have those that love us come alongside us and say, you got this. You can do this. You will get through this. It's okay. But don't settle. Don't settle today. Don't settle tomorrow. And don't settle ever. And if anyone's listening to this broadcast today, that's something, if you've settled in life, chances are you're going to be discontent.
Yeah.
Chances are you're going to want something more and you're going to think nothing else is ever going to happen and that you missed your shot. Today can be the day that all of that changes. Today can be your day of coming alive. I don't care if you're 50. I don't care if you're 70. I don't care if you're 18. It does not matter. You are here for a reason. And you may have missed the boat. You may have failed. You may have married the wrong person. You may have not saved enough money. You may have had all of these things go on. But today's a new day and it is your present. So, what are you going to do with the gift you have? You're listening to real truth right now. You're able to unlock possibility if you will go beyond your failures, if you will go beyond your jadedness and just really tap into possibility, tap into hope, and be encouraged that today can be the best day you've ever had because it's the day where you let the past go and you started believing in yourself.
Mm.
Start that today. Start believing in yourself today. Start believing in your dreams again. Maybe you don't know what they are anymore. Get out a blank sheet of paper. Think about where you want to go, what you want to do, and who you want to have there. That's an easy way to start. What is your passion? Who is your tribe? And where is your place? Those
Mm,
three questions. Ask them. Search deep in yourself. Ask yourself those questions. And if in any of those areas you do not have just that feeling of contentment, that feeling, I know I'm where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to do, and that this is your chance. This is your chance to get there. Instead of saying, oh, look at the past. You're right. It happened. Accept it.
yeah.
You can't go back there. But where you can go is the future. So quit living in the past and start appreciating the gift of the present by looking intentionally at your life today, exploring those avenues of anger, as Mark talked about, and get your hope ready. Get your hope ready.
Yeah. I think this is the truth. I'm so glad you brought this up and we're having this discussion. And one thing I'd like to add is do the work. Don't be afraid to do the work.
Yeah,
Um, the longer you put it off, you wish you would have started all that time ago. And today is the Groundhog Day, right? Isn't it the February 2nd?
it
Made
is.
popular by the Bill Murray movie in from the mid late 80s. So, his mission in life was to first to be very selfish, but then he tried and tried and tried. He got stuck in the loop until he became the best version of himself. So keep trying, keep trying. There's another day and there's another set of characters, but keep trying. And I love that movie. If you're gonna watch it, let me know what you think as well. I don't know if Nick is gonna watch it or not, but definitely I will. It's a
I
classic.
probably will. That's one of my favorite movies. And when I lived in Pennsylvania, when we would drive from Erie down to State College,
The Punxsutawney, right? It's on it's on the
we
way.
would on 322, you would have to get off. But I remember one snowy day in January. This would have been probably 2005, and the interstate I-80 was closed, and we had to get on, I think it's 322 is the road through Punxsutawney, and we drove through, and I was like, oh my word, this is exactly like the movie. And my ex-wife said, well, it's where it was filmed, Nick. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it
Uh,
but they really celebrate the Groundhog Day there, and the
no,
groundhog,
it's
the huge
and
statues, parades, all of that.
yeah.
But
So we gotta watch. We gotta see. Probably prediction is already out, right? At this time, 10:28
what
a.m. Eastern time. But we'll check into that. So I hope you enjoyed today. It's Friday. It's amazing time. Give people you love a hug or a virtual one if you cannot do it in physical. And one thing from me is don't be afraid to change your state and to change your life because what's do it because there is a path forward even if you don't see it right now, and I'm glad that we did this. Thank you, Nick.
absolutely. And I would like to report here, this just in 2 hours ago, that Punxsutawney Phil woke up and did not see his shadow, predicting an early spring for 2024. So with that, just know, here comes the sun.
Here comes the sun.
Yes. Well, have a great week, guys. Next week, we do have Michelle Weidenbender on our broadcast with us. She is a best-selling author, a two-time TEDx speaker, and she is a hope hero. So, looking forward to having Michelle next week on The Art of Encouragement, and can't wait to see each and every one of you right here next week. Thanks so much, guys.